I've been a fan and a listener of yours since the Prince of the City days. So, given how long ago that was, and fast forward to today, in an industry that seems so unforgiving at times, you've had the staying power, you've had the lasting power. So, I'd love to start there. What do you attribute that to?
I think it has a lot to do with my fan base and just my brand in general. A lot of my fans, like you said, they started out with me early in my career. So we've all grown together and, you know, had families together and been to a lot of shows and seen achievements in each other's life. So I think it's more just a connection with the fan and the fan base um, than anything. And everybody, they love me, they love my lifestyle and what I bring to the game. So as long as I'm just, keeping that energy up, I think everybody's having a great time.
Fast forward to today, what's got you so excited about being a part of the PFL ownership group, aside from Clarissa Shields, who's a real problem, real problem?
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. Like music, I feel like martial arts and mixed martial arts has its own community. You got your superstars, and then you got your people behind the scenes. You got your OGs, you got your legends, and things like that. So it's been really fun to just dive into the game and meet all the key players who have anything to do with it. The mixed martial arts game is like really, really tight knit. So as soon as you get in there, you just start to meet a lot of different people through other people. And everybody's been really welcoming. And I've gotten to work out at different gyms from Brazil to Thailand to, New York to Louisiana. So it's been really, really fun just learning, meeting new people. And as far as the PFL goes, it's been great to be a part of something that's such a dope alternative. Like you said, it's bringing new superstars into the game. Clarissa Shields, who has had success, boxing and Olympic, and she's crossing over into mixed martial arts. Everybody's going to be excited to see that, and hopefully there'll just be a bunch of moments like that where people can cross over, and it'll be really exciting, and they get some money, and it's good for the fans and it's good for the athletes as well.
100%. Sticking with that Clarissa Shields example, she's one of the first to make that jump from boxing to MMA. And I think that's so exciting. And you hear so much now about celebrity boxing being bad for the sport. And, I actually think it's a good thing for a lot of reasons. And I've heard you say the same.
Right. A lot of people have went the other way around. I don't think we've seen, an athlete go straight from the hands to using everything else. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Speaking from experience, training jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, all the different martial arts, there's so many takeaways from it, physical and psychological and mental. And I'm curious to know what some of the big takeaways for you have been.
For me, the physical advances have been really good. My body's definitely changed, and I've been able to motivate other people who kind of live the same lifestyle as I do to not only make time for physical activity, but make it a priority, something that's a part of their daily lifestyle. And for me personally, it's just been good as far as just new challenges and just busting down some new doors, breaking through new walls, whether it be mentally. Sometimes you might not think you have it all there, and then you go in and push through, and that can help you throughout your whole day. And physically as well, you start off one place, and then you get to actually physically see yourself grow and become stronger and better at things. And it humbles me and puts me in a good position to just trust the process and really grind it out and make it a lifelong thing instead of something where it's like, 90-day fitness or whatever. Shout out to those people who do that. But, this is a real lifestyle and the people around me know that.
The other lifestyle changes being so active in mixed martial arts have brought on, more rest, dietary changes, things of that sort.
A lot more rest. uh, with the training and you know, I think the more that people know about training nowadays, you get with somebody who's going to really try to build your body. They're going to teach you the importance of recovery. So I've been able to train really hard and rest really well too. So yeah, it just balances everything out.
And then what about just diet wise, lifestyle wise? Have you had to make some changes in that department too?
Um, well, my main goal is to put on weight. So I just have to eat more and more and more. And just staying active, it helps me, to remind me to eat. And especially smoking as much as I do too. That helps to remind me to eat as well.
Another thing I'm curious about, Wiz, you have so much going on, right? You have a full plate, restaurants, this MMA ownership stake, music, everything else. How do you balance all this?
Yeah, I have an online restaurant. It's called Hot Box by Wiz. I have a gaming game team, the Pittsburgh Knights. I have a liquor company, McQueen. I have Khalifa Kush, which is my weed company. I spend a ton of time with my son. So these are all things that I balance into my life, as well as the music and the acting and stuff like that. And working out is pretty much one of the first things that I do during the day. So it helps to spark all of that. It helps to give me the energy to move forward with that. And also it gives me that motivation that, when I'm done doing those things, I know I got to be at least good to get back up in the morning to work out and start over again. So it helps me, gauge like what I should and what I shouldn't do based off of what I have, like you said, on my plate. And those things are really important to me and they're my priorities. So I don't want to miss out on any of them. And definitely working out and getting my mind right, clearing my mind, being able to hit some pads or, learn some new combos or get kicked in the face a couple times. It actually helps out during the day.
Wiz, becoming a parent is such a life changing experience, and I'd love to know what lessons you're really trying to hammer home and teach your son.
Responsibility, definitely how to balance, having fun and handling your business, and also just how to deal with his emotions. He's on a team with a lot of different kids, and he plays the game with a lot of different kids, so they could get angry, or sometimes they could roast each other pretty hard and stuff like that. So it's just a part of him growing up and learning how to deal with, friends, being a good friend and taking care of each other's feelings, and even allowing yourself to be a little bit angry or a little scared or a little frustrated, and just kind of, working through those things with him, and making sure he's got the right coping skills for the world.
Yeah, I think that the control over one's emotions and those coping skills, like you said, is such an important skill to have. And I'm curious, what's been a skill that you've picked up or embraced over the years that's really helped you.
Yeah, I love music and I love performing so much. Um, you know, doing it for like, 10 to 12 years straight with no break, you start to feel like, that's your purpose and that's the only thing that you're there for. But for me, I learned how to switch gears. And as important as it is to be, real tenacious in the studio and on stage and with interviews, is I go as hard and I put that same passion into my home life and into my regular stuff. And I'm really, really happy and just uh, appreciative for how I'm able to switch gears just in between, just go from, working to super dad.
What advice would you give to somebody who's aspiring to reach a similar position like yours in whatever it is that they do? What's the first thing you would tell them?
The advice that I would get is just be passionate and just show your passion 24/7. Always communicate it to people, whether it's your team or whether it's a new opportunity. Uh, just move forward with that real passion and that drive, and just stay focused on the mission.
When you were really heavy with your output with music, was it really structured? Was it regimented? Were you following a routine with your work habits, or was it more free flowing, creative, whenever the inspiration strikes type of deal?
Yeah, I mean, to for me, um, everything that I do is pretty much based on my lifestyle. So, as much as I would like to say I like get up and make myself do it, I just feel like it's what I have to do. And it's been like that since I was, a teenager. I stayed in the studio, and nobody has to force me to, get on stage or to do things that I need to do, because I know how important it is to my career, and I just want to be such a great representation of myself. So, just throughout the years, I kind of just always stay focused on kind of just being the best version of myself. And that's every day, getting up, getting to it, no matter what it is.
And just to close out, Wiz, where do you see things going in the future with you? It's clear you follow your passions and you really go all in on each of those, and that shows through the music and all the brands that you're involved with. It's never struck me from the outside looking in that you'll just get into something for the sake of doing it. You really stand behind everything that you do. And just forward looking, what are some things in the future that you're really excited about?
Definitely more with sports. I'm really, really happy to be with the PFL. That's the newest and most budding thing at this point. But from that, I just think a lot more TV, a lot more film, um, more and more great music. Of course, I'm always in the studio, and even just working on a new album right now that I'm really excited about. And yeah, just continuing the journey and just walking people through my life with me, and being a part of you guys' lives as well.
Wiz, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on that maybe I didn't get a chance to ask you?
I think that's it, man. I
Cool.
appreciate you too. Thanks for taking
Cool.
your time, bro.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again.
All right, no doubt. Have a good rest of the day, fam.